Hillary's Quick Talk with Hillary Valdez.
Hi. We're still talking about male sexual myths. It's a lot to cover, in such a short period of time. But let's jump right into it. You know, most surveys on penis size are really inaccurate and unreliable. We talked about this before. It just depends where you get your data from. Like a lot of men publicly claim that penis size really doesn't matter, but medical literature indicates that size has little to do with pleasure. It's not about the size, it's the girth, but a lot of studies they have, like for instance, the Journal of Urology put the average penis size at 5.08. And the last time I said around 4, but the Journal of Impotence said it's 5.358 inches. So I mean, do they have guys out there with measuring tapes going to the gym and measuring guys' penis? I don't think so. I don't think who wants that job. But a lot of this stuff is just kind of unreliable to a degree, only to a degree. But I don't know. But you look at sex sessions, and the average session lasts for maybe 3 to 10 minutes. Some people say 14 minutes. But that's all up for debate, I guess. But depends on age, young, old, medical conditions, things like that. But older men's sexual changes happen to occur with older guys. That's depressing for them too, because after decades of taking their libido for granted, like your penis is going to jump up at attention at a moment's notice. That decreases after age 50. So this is when a lot of guys don't want to have sex anymore. Maybe they're too embarrassed or too ashamed because their penis is not working properly. But men have many problems or difficulty experiencing ejaculation or orgasm. This is called EO, ejaculation and orgasm. A lot of guys have this, but non-ejaculation is kind of men's secret problem. Men don't come out and talk about it. Oh, I have sex, I don't ejaculate. Oh, I don't have orgasm. And the guys aren't volunteering that information. But that can happen at any age, whether you're a teenager or an older guy. There was a survey done, Sex in America survey done a long time ago, around 2008. And it affects about 28% of men under 50 and 16% of those from 50 to early 60s. And 23% from age, 65 to 74, so. But what really affects a guy's penis are drugs, antidepressants. This weakens the ejaculation and orgasm. And alcohol is usually associated with erectile dysfunction. So the more you drink, the more it's going to shrink. So, but people, are on pain relievers, blood pressure medication, anxiety stuff, anxiety drugs, psychiatric meds, But then you mix all these together, you're on your meds, you're doing recreational drugs, and you're drinking alcohol. Well, don't expect that little guy to pop to attention and do what you want it to do. It's really not going to happen. So one or the other, really. You want to get wasted? Okay, get wasted, but don't approach your mate and say, "Okay, I'm ready to go," because you're not ready to go. But also weak pelvic muscles play a big part in this too. So, your pelvic muscles has a lot to do with your erection. So, if you're out of shape, you don't exercise, you don't take care of yourself, then your semen doesn't spurt, right? It just doesn't come out. It just kind of dribbles out. This also weakens your muscles, your pelvic muscles, and leads to ejaculation and orgasm issues. So, but emotional stressors are really also related to ejaculation and orgasm difficulties. So, anger is a big thing. Anger at your mate, fear of getting her pregnant, sexual infections, with strange females. This all can lead you to not have an erection or ejaculation or orgasm. So it's tough out there. Now, here's the other thing, depending upon how you were raised, Roman Catholic, strict Protestant, Jewish religion, I was raised a Roman Catholic, went to all the schools and stuff. And so the nuns, they would say, you're going to go to hell if you have sex. You're going to go to hell if you look at pictures. You're going to go to hell and have warts on your fingers, if you masturbate. Well, I had warts on my fingers. So I don't want any Catholics to see my fingers because they'll think I've been masturbating. But I didn't even know what it was back in the day. I just had warts on my fingers. So that's. But even to this day, though, those kinds of anti-sex propaganda, which well, I'm not criticizing religion. It's not the religion. It was the anti-sex aspect of the religion that really dampened people's sexual functioning. Look back in the 50s, you really couldn't have sex unless you got married. So that's why a lot of people, back in the day, got married just to have sex. Different time now, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little bit more free. So, but the other thing with what affects the guy's penis is this delivery attitude. The guy has to make the woman have orgasm. He has to please her. And that's their main job. So if a guy pays all his attention to pleasing the female partner, then he loses his erotic focus. And this can interfere with ejaculation and orgasm. Okay, but when you look at affairs, most affairs don't happen by chance, Infidelity occurs in about 40% of marriage. By age 45, 2 out of every 5 guys at least have one affair. And usually 1 out of every 5 women have had at least one affair. But, that's no reason to go to run to the divorce court. See a therapist. I've been a therapist with men most of my life, and most guys, let's say 1 in 6, really are virgins when they get married. They really haven't had sex. A lot of guys out there really are just really shy. You got to remember that. Now, the other thing is that many people equate quickies, with laziness or lack of romance. But here you go. Good old research shows engaging in quick sex can be healthy. In fact, there are sex therapists who encourage couples to incorporate quickies into their sex life. So you and your mate, may want to have a quickie more often. So, but the other myth is that making touch synonymous with sex takes away a guy's partner and comfort to support each other. I can't touch you unless we have sex. That's BS. But to feel love, you and your partner must be in a state of love and within yourselves. And then you can see love in each other. But, it starts with you. Do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you have respect for yourself? If you have a poor self-image, a poor self-concept, you're probably not going to be good in bed. If you're depressed, you're not going to be good in bed. If you're filled with fears, you're not going to be good in bed. The penis is really sensitive to what's going on externally and internally. And a lot of this stuff is internally anyway. What's going on in your head all day long affects your penis. But don't let your little head do the thinking for you. Let the big head do the thinking. The little head will get you in trouble. So be careful out there. Wow, a lot of stuff. If you have any questions, give me send a note. Any contradictions, give me a note. Any criticisms, send me a note. But I'm on Kindle. Look at my books there. Just type my name into the space bar, or look at my website. Got a lot of books on relationships and men and sex, other things like that. So, okay, folks, take care out there. Be safe. Be well.
Recognize your strengths and weaknesses. Hillary's Quick Talk. If you like what you saw and heard, click on subscribe and on like.